I'm making kalia. It's a Kashmiri lamb stew. The preparation for this is different in that it doesn't involve browning the meat. So this is a little speedier and the taste profile is different. Spice behaves differently through water than it does through fats and browning processes. But what I'm doing here is I'm cutting some lamb shoulder. Now I keep the fat on because I love it. If you want to have a little bit of a leaner dish, you can trim yours. So this is a kilo of lamb and that's what we're spicing to. And Dad was always really intricate with his meat cleaning process. He always cut his fingers, but I love the richness of all of that fat. I'm a bit greedy. The start of this dish is a boiling process. So I'm going to put 1.5 cups of water into the pot just with the meat and put it on to a high heat. The lamb shoulder. So it goes straight in with no seasoning. No, it smells so sweet. That lamb is beautiful. So that's going to go onto high. Once the meat comes to the boil, I'm going to add the spice. The end result of this is going to be quite subtle. So it won't be the bombastic flavour that people associate with Indian cuisine generally. So, spicing. So a teaspoon of turmeric, 3 of ground fennel, 2 of ground ginger, salt, 2¼ teaspoons of a fine pink salt, 2 large bay leaf, and then 4 white cardamom. You see when you crack them, see how you can see the seeds? And that's going to release. There's a little more strength into the pan. Asafoetida, or hing as it's known. This is the water made from the asafoetida resin. You can see the colour is really, really beautiful. And what is going to give it some density and some sweetness and texture is a little bit of dairy that we're going to add, so milk and yogurt. I'm just going to leave it to cook on a high heat and I'm going to come back and stir occasionally. It's going to take about 20 minutes. Alright, so have a little close-up look. And you can see that how the fat and the water is starting to separate. So that's what you want. What I need to do is the yogurt and the milk mixed together. That's going to go into this pot and cook through. It's 1/4 cup of milk and 1/4 cup of yogurt. Although the dish is very simple, it's communicating through multiple fats on multiple levels. So milk and yogurt, it's 2 more elements that allows the spice and the produce to play out through both of those avenues of fat and cream. Now we need this to cook down until the lamb becomes tender, and that might take around 35 minutes. This is going to get a tadka as well, so this is going to get some tempered spice, and we're dealing with whole spice and garam masala. So it's going to be 4 cloves, 4 of the green cardamom, but always cracked, these ones, so the husk gets in the way. And then a teaspoon of garam masala, just 2 tablespoons of mustard oil. Turn the heat up just a fraction, just to a medium heat. So tempered spice means just that. You're just tempering it through heat, so it needs to be aromatic but not overdone. If you had kids and you were looking to introduce them to spice, the boiling of the meat in this does create a familiarity with Western cooking methods, and it might be a nice crossover dish because there is a simplicity to it that for an untrained palate would actually be much less confronting than a very traditional, very heavily cooked meat dish. It almost has the look of a rendang, but flavour-wise it's much, much softer. Give it a taste. The boiling of the meat changes the texture, So the texture itself has more meat, but it suits the spicing. The warm spicing there is quite strong, so clove, garam masala, black and green cardamom, fennel, ginger, and the yogurt and the milk accelerates that quality. And then the meat, in terms of contrast to that, has a little bit of string and a little bit of chew. Kashmiri lamb stew. Delicious.